There it is. We are now on camera and
Oh,
figured
wow,
it
I'm
out.
on camera too.
Why?
I said, they can see me.
Used to
all of it in there?
Will it fit? Yeah, as much as it'll fit. Because I already diluted it a little. It's going to be even more diluted, but it was still too sweet. They put so much sugar in that stuff.
To buy a toothbrush.
Oh, you didn't take the one they gave you the small? The deep breast. Couldn't find the deep batteries on there. They're in here somewhere. Because you went and bought them and you had them in that bag. How far are we? It's 5:07. I can't believe it's 5:07. I don't know how many things can go wrong, not right, to stop you from being able to accomplish something. Getting away from the rabbit hole, that was the biggest problem. Because Brian, he had to be assured. He needs a lot of assurance. I'll be glad when he gets Jesus right there, you know, and he knows that that assurance is enough. Because that's what it took for me to be peaceful. It's for us all to be peaceful, actually. Bless his heart. That's what I was talking to him about when you were in Lowe's. Assuring him. Just assuring him. This and that and the next thing that I've already assured him on, I don't know how many times. But he's all stuck in the middle and doesn't have nowhere to go and no license in his van. And I'm just glad he's not dependent on Willis.
Yeah, well, let's hope.
Well, he called me and I don't think he's over there. I think Brian, once he got a glimpse of the blackouts, realized that there's a good chance 15 years ago that he was blacking out. Watch that'll burn the dash if it gets too low. That there's a chance he was blacking out 15 years ago. And I've always known that. That's a given because he drank. I just didn't realize he was that far along back then because I didn't have the, knowledge I have now after all my questing and the life I've lived. Now I realize even back then when I was trying to help him, he was blacking out then. And I didn't know it. I didn't know what that looked like. I wasn't close enough to my dad to see that detail. But between him and Brian, and then, others, it's sad. And this is what alcohol does to the brain. It's very sad. Only God can heal that kind of stuff. That's why AA is such a spiritually based program. Because it takes a spirituality to heal that kind of stuff. Especially once the liver is so damaged and you're like him, Brian's the same way. It is interesting to watch my theory about the mirrors play itself out. Because I watch Brian look at Willis and see what's really in himself because that is drinking, which is right. But I wasn't blackout drinking. I was consciousness, and I was trying to help him with alcoholism.
Yeah, I see myself in what's in your.
Well, you're somewhere.
Takes space.
That's what's wrong with, who up the hill. That's why Levi was such a problem to him, because, has had issues, and they had very similar issues, and I knew that's why Levi got picked on. That's why Levi got picked on. Our parents, the things they see in us, and they don't like it themselves. Unless they're mirrors, and they and show them at face value, which is in the mirror, and they go fix it so the kid can. That's how that works. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that. Working with Brian. I get triggered and he gets triggered, and then we start this childish communication that we learned so many years ago.
Talking about Jay or Brian?
Jay, well, I do it with Jay. I do it with Jay too. I'm talking about Brian. Brian's helped me see a lot of things by him being around, because he's the male counterpart of the dysfunction of alcoholism, and he's my brother. So I look at him through my family. So he's helped me see a lot of things in that mirror. Oh my, is that mirror just abundant with information? Because they're two peas in a pod. That's why Jay, has cut him off and said he's not family and is acting like my mother. Oh, brother, it's all just a repeat, all of it. And it's like watching a movie. Now I know what Melodomi used to mean when he said, I don't know why people watch television and that fake stuff. All they gotta do is wake up and watch the real movies. It's a movie. My whole life is a movie. It's probably so is everybody else's once they get stop the shame game and just face themselves, and then start facing everybody else in their mirrors. They're seeing everything through love. Everything then is viewed love. That's why 1 Corinthians 13 about seeing through the glass darkly when you're a child. And then you put away childish things and you start seeing through the glass differently. Well, it takes somebody who's lived a few decades to get that. And sadly, some of the older generations haven't gotten it. I don't know if it was a lack of the Bible or what. I haven't figured it out. Because Grandma teaching me the Bible changed everything. And obviously, when I got to know Brian, even though he had all this dysfunction and coping that I could see from my education, his heart was right, just like Grandma taught me. And so what she taught us, I don't know what she taught him, because I haven't been around him enough, and we can't communicate beyond the crises long enough to actually learn some of these things. But what little we have learned is what has motivated him to seek me out. Like, he's sitting over there waiting to see how it all plays out, because he came down here and wants a relationship with me now that I went up there and told him I wanted one. But it took all those crazy videos. It was the only way I could do it. Man, it made me crazy to sit there and look at what my dad had done to my, bless his heart, pure-hearted brother. He managed to keep the pure heart through all of it. Somehow he kept the pure heart. And yet, a lot of his dysfunction is very directly related to alcoholism, like my dad, which makes him hard to be around. And I know my dysfunction makes me hard to be around people because they don't understand. And so I figured, well, I might as well go find somebody who'd understand, maybe. And then that turned into a crazy mess the last few years. You know all about that. Anyway, this is what doing our work looks like when we sat in circle and you quested the first time. When they say thank you for being here and doing your work, oh God, now I have this major different perspective of it. Because it really does turn into a big snowball, and the more complications you had in your life, like Rocking Bear said, I needed to study the spider medicine. Well, I was kind of wrapped up in a situation that kept me paralyzed all the time, but it didn't kill me. It almost did. But the spider medicine, interestingly enough, has to do with the whole family dynamic, and how that same dynamic that I was embroiled in my current situation presently had been in my whole family, which made it that much stronger of a web. And it's no wonder Melodoma said, I don't know how you made it through the maze, but you did. Somehow you signed up and you persisted and you got chosen when you got to the end. You know, I don't know how. I don't understand everything, and the more I know, the less I know. And I know this new situation, bless its heart, it's really helped my immediate family see that, you know, they need to be more supportive. Because obviously I can get taken advantage of, because that guy was offering me all this stuff, showering and being nice to me and wanting to hang out with me, and I enjoyed his company. I wouldn't have been there if I thought he was gonna, you know, not have self-control and boundaries when I speak something. So anyway, and whatever he had in his head about us having a relationship, we'd already had that conversation 2 times. We're neither one in a position, and he didn't have nothing to offer me, so I don't know why they thought I was after them. And he didn't even have silverware or dishes. I had all that. If anything, he was trying to get a hold of what I had before I sold it. He said something about when I was going to hawk my give it to Connie. He said, well, I was getting ready to go to the pawn shop and get one. And I thought, well, you know, he said Connie wanted a TV in all the rooms for the people. And I said, well, I guess I could give it to her as towards rent, because she is letting me camp here. And so I went on and gave it to her. And then he's like, why didn't you give it to me? So those kind of things tell me a lot. I'm the one that has a fucking TV, and I'm the one that has diamonds I'm going to hawk to live. I'd like to know what their perspective is that he had to give me, besides the fact that he was on parole and I didn't know it. Nobody told me that. Even then, I would have tried to look at his heart and see him. And I saw that he was a good man, good qualities, or I wouldn't have been sitting there talking the Bible to him like I do everybody else. That's my work. Reaping a whirlwind in alcoholism. And it's not for me to say if people are alcoholics. It's up to them. They're the ones drinking hard liquor. You know, the Bible says a glass of wine is good for the stomach. And I've been starving for at least 2 years and hardly able to eat, and nearly died last year because of that. And when I do drink one glass, it makes me hungry. And my brother said, Georgette, you're not an alcoholic, because when I start drinking, I don't want to eat. And first thing you do is you want to eat. That was the first time I really accepted that I wasn't an alcoholic. I always thought I was just because Dad was, but I'm not. I wasn't sitting around and getting drunk. And yes, I had 2 shots of tequila one night, and I learned my lesson, and that was the last night I did that. I did that once when I was a teenager, too. Might as well try it again, and it got the same result. Same result. I was sorry. Gave me a headache, made me sick, made me, you know, crazy. So anyway, it was after that night that him and I had the conversation the second time about we were neither one in a position for a relationship, that we wanted to get to know each other, and I said it didn't have nothing to do with sex. It has to do with really getting to know somebody and liking them. Because I already been down that road where, you know, the person didn't like me. They really didn't like me. If you like somebody, you don't do everything that's happened to me in the last 10 years. Bless your heart for living in the bathroom with me, Chuck. Oh, bless your heart. I'm so grateful to have met you 17 years ago. I would have killed myself.
Me too.
I would have.
Yeah, 17 years now. You and
I don't know that you would have seen your alcoholism, because I was railing on it back then.
There's a lot of things I wouldn't have seen.
Back then, you were trying to get me to taste your wine and stuff, and I was insistent I wasn't doing that. Then I ended up with a baby with a guy who was an alcoholic, and alcohol was around all the time, and I couldn't deal with the pain. So I did resort to drinking a little, but you know, I still am not an alcoholic. I'd prefer to be sober. Life is a trip without acid or alcohol or anything else, if you really live it and wake up and try to do something that really matters and that affects others' lives for the better. That just brings all manner of trouble. every time. Let's see what music we got playing now. Oh, love that song. What is it going to be now? Could be anything.
Yeah, maybe.
What's this one? Oh, Kenny Loggins. Leap of faith. First resurrection, then leap of faith. I love the way God speaks. He has a whole language of his own nobody knows nothing about.
What'd you have there?
I threw something out the window and it fell down and burned it. Because I always took the fire off my butts when I would throw them out and save the butts and throw them away instead of littering. And so I did that and didn't know it flew back in. And it landed between my bag and my purse that were sitting up there.
I just did that earlier.
See, I'm telling you, you gotta watch. I either shut that and used the window,
I
or
just did that one, but it didn't burn all the way through.
Well, I warned you. I tried to warn you, but you gotta learn the hard way. You just do. When you do it, you know. I can't believe that you didn't feel that.
Well, that one, I may not have done that one today. I'm not sure.
You might have done that around the fire. Because were you wearing those out at the campsite? You were, had that bleach spot. Oh yeah, he's an awesome guitarist, Kenny Loggins. That's that book I read, The Unimaginable Life. Remember that book I was reading?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, 8 years ago or whatever, about how to have an unimaginable relationship, which so far, you know, it's been hard to find that. You've watched me give myself away freely. It's not like I've ever screamed rape, though I was manipulated in the same way I was being manipulated this last time. I've just woken up to the game. And I've always been, they've always, you know, given me the time and the freedom to say yes. I was never forced. Being physically injured in the process, that was a new experience. Because I'm fighting. Wait a minute. I'm turning this up. No, I don't need it on the only. I wish it wasn't on there at all.
Talk through every fucking song. I hate people in nightclubs snorting coke and explaining where you're going wrong.
I love this one.
Well, if you agree, then come hating with me, and feel free to sing along. And it goes like a la 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 la, 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 a la 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 la. Wonderful, love. I hate pointless status updates on Facebook. FYI, we were never M8s. We pretend to be friends on the internet when in real life we have nothing to say to each other. Oh brother, I have love for my mother, for good times, for music and my mates. Yeah, I love and I live and I have love to give, but sometimes all you can do is hate. And it goes like la 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 la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la. Well, I hate them fussy eaters. You cook them for heaters. They only eat pizza and chips. I hate stepping outside for a smoke and some guy coughs like your lungs are his. And I hate queuing up for festival toilets, especially when you need a shit. And I hate the X Factor for murdering music, a bunch of money grubbing pricks. And it goes like la 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 la, 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 la 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 la. I hate them magazines aimed at insecure teens that make 10-year-olds race to grow up. Hey kids, let's all be anorexic or better. Eat chopper, stupid cars and the Botox that makes them look fucked. Just grow old with graves and shit, been hit by a truck. And it grows alive, la 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 la, la 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 la. One more time, loud as you can. Thank you so much.
I think he's saying life. Lie, 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 lie. La, 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 life. I only looked up the words to that because it was so obvious. Oh, now we're going to go to this. Church has one foundation. It'll solve all those problems. Look, we're going to the church has one foundation.
There we go.
It'll solve all those problems.
Well,
God just gave us the solution.
I was one behind on the hymn. The other one I said a hymn. We got Kenny Loggins instead. Now we got this.
faith, then facing everything in your own life that he talks about and how you look at life and the things you're doing. And then you have to realize that it's all through Christ that's going to be changed by surrendering your life to Christ and becoming part of the bride.
You have a brilliant mind, my dear.
Huh?
You do have a brilliant mind.
Well, that is the selection that we have playing at random by the universe because it's Bluetooth hooked up and I have no control over it. I can fast forward or repeat if I want, but that's all I can do. If I try to go backwards, it starts all over and I get a new soundtrack. So if I don't like the soundtrack, if I mess around with it enough, I'll get another one. I love my life. Let's see what happens when we fast forward this. Since we got the message, we'll see what we have next. What are we going to now? Oh, the mighty storm. As soon as you do that, the mighty storm comes.
Gonna strike you down. You can't fight the will of the Lord. Everybody standing on higher ground. Why
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Really? See, that's,
I'm gonna call Matt. Keep on Matt.
this is what we were trying to avoid. But everything that could go wrong always goes wrong. That's the mighty storm. Oh, you're gonna call him?
Should I tell him that you're coming too?
I don't know what you're gonna tell him.
Hey, how's it going?
It's not for me to say.
Well, no.
You're the one that asked me to come, Chuck.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, good. So what's going on down there?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Getting a haircut.
Oh, getting a haircut. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess we're going to be down about, what time?